شدي الكوردات انا حصل لي شد الكاميرا هيك عليا ولا هيك عليا شد التليفون ناري سحب لي شي زرق الزيز ماشي كورطات طوال
Hello and a warm welcome to the Africa Cup of Nations for under-17s. We're in Morocco for the opening game of Group D. And this evening we bring you Mali against Angola from the Municipal Stadium in Berechid in Casablanca, world-famous city. And just for the record, the other Group D game will kick off after our game, and that's between Côte d'Ivoire and Central African Republic in the same stadium. So a lot to look forward to, and especially goals. This will be the 6th group game, and so far we've had 21 goals in our opening 5 games. Do the math, that's an average of over 4 per game, and let's hope it continues. Now, if you're wondering about the other result from the previous match played today, I can tell you the defending champions Senegal kicked off the defence of their title with a slender 1-0 win over Gambia. And that makes it 8 games without defeat for the young Lions of Teranga. They had to fight for it though. Sometimes victory is a lot more satisfying when you have to do it the hard way. So the scene is set. And we have had some mouth-watering games so far. If I had to pick a standout game, I guess it would have to be the 7-goal thriller, edged by South Africa against Egypt. Emile Bukuri with the winner. But that was just one of several talking points in that game. As we see, the arrival of the 2 teams. Going back to that Group B game, the Ama Jimbos had 2 penalties scored by Neo Boloko. Egypt had 2 goals themselves scored by the same player, Anas Roshdi, one of which, incidentally, a quite superb bicycle kick. Their copybook was blighted by a red card for one of their players, Omar Abdel Aziz. That was after a VAR review, a VAR review. And this is the authenticity of this tournament, that we have VAR, Video Assistant Referee. So get used to that. And it can only be a positive. So the scene is set. Under-17 Africa Cup of Nations, Angola against Mali.
Here, we're known for our sense of service. It's all about finding ways to support you. Day after day, doing everything we can to be useful and providing energy in all its forms. Everywhere, every time, all across the continent.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand if you are able for the national anthem of Mali. أيها السادة والرجاء، بالرجاء التكرم بالوقوف إن أمكن لسماع النشيد الوطني لمنتخب مالي.
There you have it, a stirring rendition of Mali's national anthem for Africa and for you, Mali,
for the national anthem
with the right
of
hand
Angola.
on their heart.
أيها السادات والسادة، برجاء التكرم
Now for the turn
بالوقوف إن
of
أمكن لسماع
Angola's
النشيد الوطني
national anthem.
لمنتخب أنغولا.
Honramos o passado, a nossa história, construindo no trabalho o homem novo. Angola vai ter a condução, levantemos nossas vozes de liberdade. Combatentes angolanos.
Bravo indeed, a passionate version of the national anthem of Angola, Angola Avante, which means forwards Angola in Portuguese. And the young black antelopes, La Palantas Negras, look as if they're really up for this encounter. Never won the tournament before. Let's take you through the two teams, starting off with Mali, two-time winners. Now, their coach Adama Diallo will line them up 4-3-3. Their captain Issa Tunkara in midfield, flanked by Seydou Dembele and Ibrahima Diakite, with Njikura Bamba as centre forward, and Diarra and Fane on either side of this target striker. 4-3-3, and I can tell you, give you a heads up that that's exactly the same formation preferred by the Angolan coach, Mito. Now, whether that will change during the game remains to be seen. Wait and see. The match officials. We have Abdul Wahid Farawida from Libya. He's the man in the middle, ably assisted by a young female on the left of your picture just was Asma Feriel Ouahab from Algeria. Roble Diria Roble from Djibouti in the middle. Now the fourth official, Lucky Razaki Kazalirwe from Uganda. Both captains are the number 6s, the defensive midfielders. On the left of your picture there, Issa Tokara, and his opposite number, Delphine Luawu. Angola wearing their trademark red tops. Gala will be their goalkeeper. Four at the back, Didisse Jaiden, Marcus and Cabral, the two fullbacks. Capitao, Luawu and Jairo Moana. Luvumba, Elizo and Omar Oliveira. That's how they line up. Now the graphic there has Luawu on the left of midfield. That's one to follow. Just introduced him as a defensive midfielder. Coach Domingos Cristóvão da Silva. He prefers to go by the nickname Mito. The countdown's on. As I said at the top of the introduction, we've had goals galore in this Under-17 Africa Cup of Nations. Let's hope it continues here. And it will be Mali to kick off this opening Group D game. Fortunate deflection. Did that come off the referee? Angolan teams down the years, both senior and junior, very skillful, and they love to play a tight-knit, close passing game. Mali teams, they've been more open. The tackle there, solid tackle. Just left his calling card, you could say. That was Cabral, the right back for Angola. Just letting Fane, the right winger, know what he's about. And these under-17s, goes without saying, they just want to play football. It's a lovely pass into space, terrific vision. Well, they're on the move here. Mali on the attack. Again, a solid physical challenge, as was that one. A bit too much for the referee, as the captain of Angola, Luawu, is appended. He's clutching his right shoulder there, the captain. Let's hope he's okay. Definitely a push. It's the impact of the landing. Mali coach, Adama Diallo, looking pensive on the sidelines. Play goes on. Mali in a good field position. Seizing ball to the edge of the penalty area. Will he go for goal? He will. First shot of the day for Bomba. Didn't get a clean contact on it. Yes, he was off balance with Bomba. More speed, less haste. There's the Angolan coach, Domingos da Silva. Lively start to the game. Mali just coming into their own. It's a good interception. And a good call from the goalkeeper. Gelsandala made it his own. Mali win the ball back just as quickly. Will this be a sign of things to come? The captain just had his pocket picked, Issa Tunkara. Just as quickly, Mali win the ball back again. Teasing ball, trying to get behind the defence, and they very nearly did. Top marks to Jaiden, alive to the danger. And this will be the first corner of the game. It goes to Mali. Be a corner after all. Goal kick. Needs to be taken by Jaiden. But his pass or clearance didn't find its target. Another chance for Mali to build from the back. Konate. Kara forced to play all the way back to Berthe. Kamara. As I said, all these under-17s want to do is play football. And at that age, they're still very much freestyle. Coach will have been trying to implement a tactical system. But that will come over time. That's a clever ball. That's not too shabby either. Too much weight on that pass, and Mali will have to start over. Got a bit of space here in midfield. There's a press of sorts by Angola, but it's not that tight so far. It's a good tackle by Marcos. And he's won the throw-in as well as the left back. All the way back to the goalkeeper, Dala. First time clearance. A bit hasty. Remember, you can follow all the action across social media by following hashtag Total Energies AFCON Under-17. Total Energies, the proud sponsor of this Under-17 Africa Cup of Nations. Just one of the several tournaments that the group sponsors. Well, that ball had gone out of play. So that'll be a throw-in to Angola. Jaiden. Dirisa. Well, they're mopping up the pressure well. And that's a lovely ball. Mali on the move. And the move breaks down though. Referee has to get out of the way. She does promptly. As Angola look to counter. Elizou. Well, we had him down on the left wing. Here he started on the right. That could be interchangeable. Here's the overlap into the penalty area. Come Angola. Nice cutback. He was too unselfish. And the fullback, the left back Marcos. Terrific run. He might have gone all the way. Here is Marcos. Good strong header, won by Tiamako Berthe. And here we go again. As we were. Not too many red shirts making themselves available. Marcos forced to play first time. Ball falls kindly. Very nearly. That's a superb interception. It really is. So nonchalant by Seydou Dembele. Good first time passing by Mali to play the ball out of defence. Doumbia. Kamara. What about the long ball? Well, the ball got stuck under Bertha's feet there. Forcing him to play back to his goalkeeper. Kamara again. Playing out of defence is something which these young men will have been coached and carefully drilled. But it comes with practice, clear foul through the back of his opponent. I don't think Dembele will mind. He did so. Have to watch his step. Ball doesn't find its target. Cabral to Jayden, all the way back to the goalkeeper Gala. Forcing Marcos. Well, it was actually Ditissa. Goalkeeper made a good call. Did Lamine Sinaba. As you'd expect, there's a good pace to the game. He showed a little bit too much of that. In the end, releases Doumbia. That's a good run across the halfway line. He forgot the ball. Cuts into midfield. Nice pass into the penalty area. First opportunity, and what a save. Corner kick, but top marks to Dala. Terrific save. Point blank by the goalkeeper for Angola. Well, he takes the high fives, and well he might. Love to see that action again. First up, though, it's the corner. Mohamed Diarra to take. Referee just stepping in between Kamara and the goalkeeper Dala, and that's why. Literally, Kamara getting in the face of the goalie. Diarra's corner kick is deep. Goalkeeper stranded, and that's 1-0. Goal stands. Easy as you like. Well, judging by his reaction, the goal has been struck off already. Good corner kick by Diarra. Goalkeeper in no man's land. And the ball drilled into the roof of the net. I can only think it was an infringement on the goalkeeper. He came off his line, took the decision. That is a let-off for Angola. Mali had the ball in the back of the net. We do have VAR, remember? That would seem to be what we're waiting for. And the decision stands. No goal, as we were. But Mali on the attack again. Into the penalty area. Terrific dribble. Might yet fall. It does. 1-0. Mali take the lead. Bomba the target. Bomba the scorer. And Bomba with a celebration. And some would say that is poetic justice. Mali just had what looked like a perfectly decent goal struck off. And then seconds later, after a really poor back pass by Ditissa, look at this reaction. Into the penalty area, ball fell kindly. And Bomba, it's not trademark, top marks to Dembele for the incisive run. Bomba, not the cleanest strike, but the celebration's pretty special. 1-0 Mali. Well, Angola really have got to pick themselves up now. They were let off the hook, and then a poor pass out of defence has led to the opening goal of the game. And all that just after 10 minutes. And here come Mali again. It's non-stop. Into the penalty area. Fane is dispossessed. Angola get a second bite of the cherry. Free kick. Mali are just dominating midfield. And they're winning all the second balls. This man has his work cut out, as Domingos da Silva. His team very much on the ropes here. Angola with a rare attack. He's isolated. He's also been picked off. Only with a chance to counter. Forgot the ball, but won it back again emphatically, and it's a good run by Dembele. Feeds the ball out to his left wing. Dembele again. Well played. Seydou Dembele, that was a terrific run out of midfield. Adamo Diallo must be quietly pleased with his team start. Nicely, Angola's goalkeeper taking his time with the goal kick. Clears the halfway line. Route 1 by Kamara. Once again, Mali continue to win their duels and dominate. That's a good run. Only beat 1 and 2, but not the third man. Good ball out of defense, releases Omar Oliveira. They ran into trouble there, that was the wrong option. Lovely 1-2 in the Mali midfield. Here comes Diarra. Oh, we've seen that quite a few times. Mali players just tripping up on the ball. Makes me wonder if they've got the right stud length on. To the byline. The cutback is deflected. And that's the right touch for Angola to try to break, which they do. It's 1 against 3. They'll have to be patient here. Will Elizoum? He beats 1. Well played. Does he win the corner? I don't think he did, judging by the referee's reaction. But the coach appreciated that. "15 minutes gone here between Mali and Angola in the Africa Cup of Nations Under-17 Group D opening game. The group game later this evening in the same stadium sees Côte d'Ivoire take on Central African Republic. Been a lively opening quarter hour. I'm sure the fans who've attended Berry-Sheep Municipal Stadium have enjoyed it. Here come Angola. The referee whistling a free kick. It obviously played an advantage. Good officiating. Went down pretty easily with Luvumbo. I wonder if he caught a strayed finger or hand. Route 1 by the Mali goalkeeper Sinaba. Good strong header, won by Fane. Looking to release the goal scorer Bamba. Angola's captain. Dynamic presence of Delphine Luawu. And he wins his team a free kick. Clear contact by the goal scorer. Good distribution by Gelson Dala. You do feel Angola just have to get into their passing rhythm. Actually left the field of play there. Did Cabral. Here he is. Battle of the number 5s, clearly won by Camara. Senaba playing cat and mouse with Luvumbo. Poor distribution, straight to an Angola player in the form of Capitao. Here's the cut back. Angola with a good chance here, laid back, Elizu. And it was Omar Oliveira with a final shot. Straight at the goalkeeper. Easy save by Senaba. Angola just playing with a little bit more aggressivity. Won't be a corner. Took a deflection. Did Didis's pass or cross? Easily collected by Senaba. For the first time, the Angola coach is urging his charges just to calm down, play with their heads. Mali clearly the better of the passing, better passing of the two sides. So far, early days of course. Not yet reached the 20-minute mark of this game. A lot of football to be played yet. Heavy first touch by Mali. Very incisive passing. Breaks down there, but seemed to pass with more conviction to Mali than their rivals, Angola today. And that's a sign of confidence from the left back, Mohamed Doumbia. Willing to take on his opponent. Chance of an overlap. Konate offers himself and gets the ball. And tries the 1-2. Doesn't work out that time. Well, the pressing. Really impressive by Mali so far. It's well one back though by Capitao. That's a foul on the same player. Referee will have words. It's Seydou Dembele. Looks okay. Picked himself up. All the way back to the goalkeeper. (1-0) the scoreline to Mali as we approach the halfway mark of the opening 45 minutes. Slight lull in the game, and you've got to think that will favour Angola as they try to play their way back into this match. Pass goes astray. That one doesn't, into the penalty area. And he almost seemed caught in two minds, did Seydou Dembele. Coincidentally, the other Dembele, well, sure there are lots of others, but the most famous footballing Dembele, Ousmane, he starred for Paris Saint-Germain in the French league this season. He too wears the number 10 shirt and is a forward. Either Mali have to defend. Elizu likes to dribble as the winger. Gets his cross in past Berthe. Captain Luau just about doing enough. Into the penalty area. Luvumbo couldn't control his head up. Here he is again, the centre forward. Needs support. Plays it back to Cabral. And that could go either way. And it looks like it's got Mali's. No, Angola's. Cabral. Acrobatic overhead kick, impressive. Looking for Bomba. He's the lone striker and the only Mali player in his attacking half there. Didn't he do well? Angola win the ball back though, and they've got numbers up here. Once again, they're let down by their passing. It's a good reaction by Jairo Mwanya. Anticipated the pass, the back pass. Cabral made a good job of that. As Angola looked to attack, and they've got the decision there. Luvumbo fouled by Abubakar Kamara. Referee was well placed. Despite the protests by Kamara, protests of his innocence, they fell on deaf ears. Now this is a free kick in a good field position for Angola. Jairo Mwanya to take. Doesn't reach the penalty area, doesn't beat the first man. Angola have to start all over. It wasn't too convincing either. He's isolated, got to be careful. Some thin ice there. And that's not how to go about keeping the ball. Straight back to Mali. That's better by the captain, Luawu. I think the captain's got to step up here. Just, I was about to say, use his experience, but let's face it, this is an under-17 competition. But he's got to use composure. Got lucky there. You don't want to see your captain, or any player for that matter, in that area of the pitch just turn into an opponent. Already we've seen lots of players just getting the ball stuck under their feet as they adapt to the surface here. It's well held up. Really well played. Terrific play, in fact, by Luvumbo. Needed to release the ball earlier. João Capitão is nearby. Mali go route one, and it pays off. Bomba gets a cross in. Not a bad clearance. Towards the byline. Played with power and pace. Looks like Oliveira needs some attention. He's not the only one. Oliveira touching his eye. There's a problem he needs to get that seen to. Lovely evening here in Casablanca. These home fans more than enjoying themselves. That's what they were hoping for. Just want to tell their school friends and their parents and family, of course. Mali temporarily reduced to 10 men, but not anymore. Back to their full quota. Jaiden goes long, and it's a superb pass. Crossfield ball. Angola on the attack. Edge of the penalty area. Match full, blazed over by João Capital. That was a pity. Terrific crossfield pass there by the central defender, Jaiden. Best pass of the game so far, in my book. He looks inscrutable behind his sunglasses, does the Angola coach, Domingos da Silva. He'll leave it to his goalkeeper. A little bit of space here for Mali to exploit. Nothing in midfield, so he's forced to go down the channels. And that's a hasty clearance. In the end, it was a clever ball out of defence. It was played with lots of backspin, so we didn't bounce, and that confused the Angolan defence. They have a corner. And we know what happened from the previous corner. Mali had the ball in the back of the net. It didn't count, but from the resulting play, Bomba got the opening goal of the game. Asma Wahab delaying the corner. We're good to go now, and it's a terrific delivery. Ball! Is it in the back of the net? No, it's in the safe hands of the goalkeeper. There's also an infringement, so that will be a free kick. Fine. Well, he's clearly made contact with the goalkeeper, Dalla. And he doesn't get any contact on the ball, so that's a good decision of a match referee from Libya, Abdul Wahid Khurayawida. It's a better play out of defence. This is where they're falling down, Angola. They need more support, they need more runners, especially second runners, to help players who are playing with their back to the goal. I've lost count of the number of times they've tried to turn with their back, not just to goal, but to the Mali attack, and here come Mali again. It's one-way traffic. Brilliant dribble into the penalty area. It's a good foot in. And Jaiden concedes the corner kick. Gelsandala trying to motivate his teammates. Here's the earlier chance. Dembele dancing his way into the penalty area. And that, in the end, is a very good intervention by Marcos. Corner kick. Once again, Asma Feriel Wahab. Waiting for the referee's whistle. Telling the corner kick taker to wait. We're good now. Deep delivery to the edge of the 6-yard box. They might get a second chance. They don't, because it's cleared. But here come Mali again. Terrific play by Fane. Still got the ball. Terrific balance by the winger. First time pass, a little bit too hasty by Diakite. And well tidied up all the way back to the central defence. Well, I say that, it was actually Konate, the fullback. You do get the impression Mali really enjoy spreading the ball around, varying the passes. Stop-start. First short, a little bit longer there. Terrific close control and equally good defending by the left-back Marcos. 1-0, Mali lead. We're past the half-hour mark. Just under 15 minutes left in this half. Mali, Konate, Ball's gone out of play. Or has it? It has now. Slight hesitation. Ball still, well, when he had the ball at his feet, it was still in play, but he lost sight of it. Domingos da Silva. Controlled energy in his technical area. Jaiden. A little bit hasty as they cleared that. Just need to play with a bit more composure, which of course is easily said than done when you're clearly being dominated by a better passing team. But Mali only lead by a single goal. That was a blind pass outside of what was going on around him. Did Luvumbo. Mali on the move again. Dembele makes the pass. Brilliant play. Oh, that would have been a sweet goal. Really would have. Terrific ball by Dembele, looking for Bomba. Bomba's control was excellent. Just couldn't guide it past the goalkeeper. Well worth a second look. Look at that angle. Great play and top marks. Good save by Gelson Dala. That is exquisite. And that's not too bad either. Strong hand by Gar. Saves the day for Angola. Well, the Mali coach doesn't seem best pleased as Adama Diallo. I'm sure he'll have admired the pass. Marcos. Pass doesn't go where he wanted. Mali looked menacing every time they crossed that halfway line. First time pass by Bomba. He was nearly on the receiving end. Got a bit of space here though for Jairo Mwanya. He's lost the ball. That's what kept him play. Still alive, just hugging that sideline. He eventually makes the pass. Dembele onto his left foot, pulls the trigger. Shot blazed over the crossbar. It was always a rising drive, but Mali, you sense, are getting closer and closer to a second goal. Now from that angle, it looks well over. Maybe slightly leaning back a tad too much, Dembele. Always advised to get over the ball when you shoot it from that distance. Directed header by Elizou. Comes up short. Mali come away again. Just when there are too many players in the midfield, they make a first touch back pass. Bomba at full stretch. Couldn't get on the end of it. Rangy type of forward is Bomba. Tall and slender. He really wasn't full stretch there. Nicely taken. By Diakite. Elizou. Fancy footwork. Wisely plays it back. Luau, the captain. I showed too much of it. Ball just ran away from him. Put that behind him. Get on with the game. Jaiden. Short of options. Didisa, that was hopeful. But it's bounced kindly for Angola. Elizou. Good clearance in the end. It was Marcos, the overlapping full-back. It's the bird's eye view of the stadium. Very splendid it looks too. Just over 8 minutes, another half left. A rare corner kick for Angola. And that's a waste. With the sunshine at that end of the stadium, it would have been good to challenge the goalkeeper. In the end, it's a let-off for Lamine Senaba. Doumbia. Good turn. Sense there was no opposition there. He carries on his run to Dembele. He really is the playmaker for this young Mali side. It's well played by Jaiden. He was boxed in the corner. Did well. Doumbia with a throw. Free kick, but to Angola. Not what Dembele was after. Not what he was expecting. Angola with a long throw. And that's typical of Mali. The first action wasn't the best by Kamara, but his teammates are there to help out. And again, just great vision of where his teammates are. Doumbia, the left back. Nice give and go with Diarra. That's a free kick. Sliding tackle by Cabral. It was perfectly timed. Put his hand up. The decision was offside. Once again, Angola can't capitalize. 6 minutes to go in the opening half. Well, 6 minutes of the regulation 45 into the penalty area. Dispossessed though, and that was crucial. Well played, Luau, captain of Angola, leading by example. Well, he had to get a touch there. As it is, he's given away a free kick. Foul against Bomba by the midfielder, Jairo Mwanya. Clearly taking the standing leg of the striker. He'll feel that. The captain, Tonkara, joins the discussion. Angola's goalkeeper sets his defensive wall. Doesn't look too happy with it. Need a bit of fine-tuning. No surprise to see Seydou Dembele over the ball. Looks like he's won the discussion for who will take it. It's a good 25 meters out, and some. Dembele with his left foot, and that's well over. It was well wide as well. He's got his shooting boots on, quite yet, as Dembele. Saw an earlier shot. That rising drive. Plays over the crossbar. That was even further adrift. And that would be a free kick. Well, Doumbia clearly won the duel. The referee ruling that he was impeded in mid-air. And that's why Elizou not really challenging for the ball. It was half-hearted. And in the end, his opponent, didn't say he bounced off him, but he certainly put his opponent off his stride. It's one aerial combat that Bomba doesn't win. But that's another midfield duel that Mali do win. An area they are considerably dominating. Yakite. Three minutes to go. until the half-time whistle. Mali looking to double their lead. Angola, well, at best, looking to get back on level terms. More realistically, looking to keep the scoreline down to 1-0. Because they're clearly being outplayed here by Mali. Mali's pedigree in the competition clearly showing. Clearance by the Angolan defence. Didn't kill the ball dead with his first touch, but it was good enough. Now Angola with a chance. Can they get back on level terms before half-time? Elizou looking for his striker Luvumbo. Once again, losing out to the rock-solid Mali central defence. Dembele loves to run with the ball at his feet. Play on, says the referee. He's played behind his teammate, Kamara. What's he doing up in attack? Nice 1-2. This time with Diakite. And that's well defended by Angola. Luvumbo needs support. Cleverly backtracks. Play to the left. She eventually does. That's the pass. Into space, looking for Elizou. In the end, it's Moanya who keeps the ball in play, but loses possession. Doumbia. It's well played. Chance now, Elizou. Oh dear. Well, you could see what he was trying to do. Bend the ball, but he's got to get his shot on target. Got his body shape completely wrong there. Did the winger. About to say left winger, but here he's clearly playing on the right-hand side. Good triangles by Mali. Crucial interception by the captain. Luawu for Angola. Here he is again. Oh dear. Capitan. Saw the ball run away from him, but he's got away with it. Thanks to the foul by Mali. Dembele, super competitive. Sliding tackle, he will argue that he got the ball first. Here he is now with the ball at his feet. Well, they're winning the physical battle, no doubt about that, Amali. Doumbia there, helping out Dembele. 2 minutes of stoppage time to be added on at the end of the opening 45. Great play. Good dummy, dropped his shoulder. Only beat 2, but not 3. Jaiden, it's a good foot in. And that's what was needed. Just a strong boot to clear the danger. Well played. Kiemoko Berta. Doumbia. Teasing ball in, free header, just wide of the far post. Throws his hand to his head. That was a chance for Mali. A clear-cut chance as well. It's a great ball in here by Mohamed Doumbia. Unmarked as well. Should have done better. Studs were definitely up there. Free kick to Angola. Doumbia is in pain as well. That was the battle of the 18s. But it was Elizou who was on the receiving end of that raised boot. Look at that. Caught the trail end of Doumbia's boot. Right there, on the right-hand side of his head. No wonder they've got the ice pack out. They'll need it. And a yellow card, first of the game, goes to Mohamed Doumbia for Mali. I think it was a dirty challenge, just mistimed. And in fairness, it hasn't been a dirty game, far from it. It's been played in a good spirit. Here's a chance to see the better side of Doumbia. That raking cross. And the header by Fane. Soumaila Fane, wide of the mark. He was unmarked as well. And then Angola back on level terms with a goal from absolutely nothing. But it looks like it might be cancelled because of this man. Flag was raised, and pretty early on as well. Well, if so, that's a huge let-off for Mali. A goalkeeper, Lamine Senaba, telling them to calm down. No offside. It's a clear header. Now, from that angle, the goal looks to be clean and good. We do have VAR. Will they use it? Well, it would appear not. Captain of Angola, Luau, seemed to be indicating that the referee should seek advice, which he is now. You can clearly see him adjusting his microphone, his mouthpiece. And this man, Domingos da Silva, well, that's what he was requesting as well. It's a nervous wait for both teams. And there you have it, the goal stands. I thought as much. Angola have been completely outplayed in this half, and yet on the stroke of half-time, they snatch an equaliser. The Mali defence went to sleep, and their fans and fellow players quietly delighted. Let's take another look. Good deep free kick. Goalkeeper in no man's land. And Jaiden getting on the end of it. It's a terrific header by Didisa. Over the goalkeeper. But despite the best efforts of the Mali defence, Jaiden kept his nerve to head home. And that in itself is an argument for VAR. 1-1. And the match officials make their way off the pitch. That tells us it's half-time. Score, Mali 1, Angola 1. Thanks to this man's equaliser, Jaiden. Brave as well, because the backtracking Mali defence very nearly put one of their boots in his face. But Mali make their way off the pitch. That's a hammer blow for them. It's a psychological blow as well. I'm sure mentally they were fully prepared to go in 1-0 up at half-time. As it is, though, the graphic says full-time, but of course it is half-time here in this Group D opener between Mali and Angola. 1-1 the score. Bomba giving Mali the lead, only to Jaiden to level right on the stroke of half-time. We'll bring you the second half in just under 15 minutes, but before then, we've got the highlights to look forward to from the opening 45. The Group D opening game from the Under-17 Africa Cup of Nations here in Casablanca. Mali in white against Angola in red shirts and black shorts. Mali kicked off and they signalled their intent early on. Deep corner. Chance going in straight, and it's the central defender, Kamara, drilling the ball into the roof of the net. The goal, though, struck off for an infringement on the Angola goalkeeper, Gelson Dala. But from the resulting play, a sloppy pass led to this. Brilliant run, ball fell kindly to the centre forward, and Bamba does what all great strikers do. Buries the ball in the back of the net. Superb celebration to boot. Dembele dealt with, but not Bamba. Another corner kick, deeply taken. And that, good save by Gelson Dala, but it wouldn't have counted anyway because of a foul on the Angola keeper. Fane, the winger, bundling the goalkeeper over. And then, in stoppage time, great header, and how about that, a double header by Jaiden, putting Angola back level. Initially the goal was disallowed before it went to VAR. He said the goal was perfectly good. 1-1 the score at half-time. Top marks as well to the central defender Didissa for that header over the goalkeeper Sanaba, and a brave challenge by the goal scorer Jaiden, despite the outstretched boot of Kamara. Food for thought for Mali. They've dominated this first half, but find themselves pegged back. Welcome back to the second half of this Under-17 Africa Cup of Nations qualifier, or group game in Group D. And Angola make the first substitution of this game. And it's a double one. On comes number 10, Denzel. And it might even be a triple substitution. We'll get confirmation of that as soon as we can. Match referee, Abdul Wahid Khuraiwida. Well, there is one of the substitutes, Denzel. And I'm pretty sure we also saw Domingos as well. And it is Angola who kick off the second half. And they will be in great spirits after equalizing right at the end of the first half. A game, a half, they were clearly dominated, and yet here they come on the attack straight away. Heavy touch though by the substitute. And that's a let-off for Mali. Denzel, good run, but a heavy pass. Too much on it. Mali back into their passing game and into the penalty area. Might yet fall to a player. Blazed wide of the mark. Well, Diarra it was. Haven't seen too much of the winger, Mohamed Diarra, in the game so far. Certainly saw him there. Shot just off target. And no deflection, so that'll be a goal kick to Angola. Capital and Elizou, the men replaced by Denzel and Domingos. Let's see what that double substitution will have on Angola's play. There is one of the substitutes, Denzel. Nearly controlled it. And Mali go route one, but a little bit too direct. Quick ball by the goalkeeper, Gal. Caught in two minds there. Jairo Moanya. Well played from Oliveira. But look how easily Mali play their way out of a tight spot. Get to find their passing. And Bele, not too pleased with that pass. Clever play. Well played, Omar Oliveira. Let the ball run out of play. Mali will clearly be rocked by conceding that equaliser. So their coach, Adama Diallo, I'm sure he will have done his level best just to tell them that they were on top, they were dominating the game, and they just need to carry on doing what they did in the first half. Not too much wrong with that challenge by Marcos on Dembele. Good solid challenge. That's an area they've improved on so far. Angola on the attack. Once again, a player goes to ground. Heavy touch. Only keen to get a move on. Angola go long. Good awareness. Really well played by Fame. Dembele. It's a good tackle. We were completely switched off there to the captain, Tonkara. Or Luau, beg his pardon. And that was telegraphed as well. Simple mistakes aren't helping Angola's course here. Across the halfway line. That's a lovely ball into space. Omar Oliveira. Hastily cleared. Denzel with a clear foul. Technical foul. Knew what he was doing. Just wanted to break up the Mali counter-attack. Mali have a better structure to their starting 11. It's a good foot in. Remember, you can follow all the action across social media. Hashtag Total Energies, AFCON U-17. U for under 17, of course. Good flying move. Appeals by Mali for handball against the captain of Angola, Luau. Clearly, Dembele with his left hand on Luau's shoulder. Dala will take his time before the goal kick. Loose ball, snapped up by Mali. That's well won back. An Angola player fell over all by himself there. Mali on the attack. Still on the attack. Shot comes in, that's a point-blank save. Good stop by this man, Gelson Dala, to deny this man, Dembele. Well, inexplicable what happened to the Angola player. Final shot by Dembele, who slipped as he made the shot. Still managed to generate power and pace on it. Corner to be taken by Mohamed Diarra. Strong wind blowing here. It's a good in swinger. Ends up on the roof of the net just as well, because Angola keeper Gelson Dala misjudged the flight of that corner. Dala feeds Marcos. Back to the left back. Again, a misplaced pass. It's a good foot in by the captain, Luau. Angola just about retain possession. Cabral, desperate for a runner, but he didn't get one. Dala keeps the ball moving. And again, a misplaced pass out of defence, that time by Didisa. Very nearly releasing danger man Dembele. Dala decides to go longer, maybe because he can't trust his defenders to play the ball safely into midfield. Well, the wind has picked up. Now the sun's dropping here in Casablanca. It's a tidy ball if he can keep it in play, which he can't. This one's gone. I'm guessing the flag was up earlier. Referee just had to react. Press ball out of defence by this man, Abubakar Kamara. Angola go long. And it comes to nothing because Luvumbo couldn't control. He's put in a good shift though, the centre forward. A lot of strong running as he leads the line, acting as the link between him and his midfielders. Angola started the game 4-3-3. Shot on target. Well, that was a wish by Dembele. But as I said, hasn't had his shooting boots on in this game so far. But he shows the confidence to try his luck from distance. And that's a positive. 3 clear shots now. On a free kick. All missed the target. Ball won by the substitute Denzel. Into the penalty area. Goalkeeper's off his line. He's got defensive cover. Can they capitalise? Marley, oh, brilliant interception. Took the ball off the boot of Sumaila Fane. And their coach is livid. Da Silva knows that could so easily be number 2. Corner kick. Darla looks deflated. Gotta keep his focus. We're only 10 minutes into the half. Diarra's corner. Good enough punch by Darla. Diarra again. And that's sensibly left by the Angolan defence. Raises his arm, hand to apologise for the delivery. His corner kicks have been top-notch today, though. No complaints there. Darla's clearance isn't the best. Straight to a white shirt. And that will be a free kick. 2 men down. But it's the challenge against the Mali forward, which results in the free kick. Sumaila Fane. Clearly fouled by Marcos. Marcos with a technical foul or a cynical foul, depending on your point of view. No prizes for guessing who's going to take a free kick for Mali. A danger man, Seydou Dembele. Only plays his football for JMG in his native Mali. Chipped in and easily collected by the goalkeeper Darla. Doesn't hang around or played. Makes a switch. Put a lot on it. And look at this. Oma Oliveira wearing different coloured boots. Luvumba went for goal. That was actually a shot. Here is Oliveira again. Ball falls to a red shirt player, just wide of the mark. Better, the captain, Luawu. And that wasn't too far off the target. Just one thing on his mind, pull the trigger. And the goalkeeper looked beaten there. Good effort. One of Angola's best in the game so far. Konate. Not got too far forward as the right back, concentrating on defence. Denzel, it's a lovely ball, and this is a chance for Angola. Stopped in their stride. Decent ball in, but it's an easy take for Sanaba. Well played, Domingos. Managed to get a decent ball in, did the substitute. Marcos wins the ball back with the help of his teammate, Oliveira. Referee gets out of the way. Denzel. It was actually a shot. Didn't get any power behind it. Mwanya. More subtle approach. And that is actually a clever header by the Mali defence. Into space for the goalkeeper. Lovely balance. And he beats one, but not two. And it's a strong foot in by Diarra. Ball still in play. Here's the support. Diakite. Well, it's been a lively start to this second half. We're 15 minutes in, give or take. Mali have a man down. Their danger man, Seydou Dembele. Aggressive challenge by Luwawu. But he will argue they're giving as good as they get. Diarra on the ball there. Not shy about using his arms and legs to win the ball back. Played across the goal mouth by Denzel. Some presence coming on. Denzel. His team have to defend here, though. Goalkeeper's off his line. And did really well. Really well, because the favourite there was this man. Jikora Bomba. Goalkeeper's timing there was spot on. But here come Mali again. Dembele. That's a superb tackle. Not to concede the foul as well. Well, that's about as good as he could do from that situation. Did well. Kept the ball alive, Mwanya. Now the referee's going to check on, I think, yeah, it is Didissa. Down on the deck. Doesn't look too good, judging by that grimace. Just getting a quick massage. Here's a challenge he makes on Dembele. He doesn't actually take the ball. He just puts Dembele off his stride. But he came off worse and paid the price for it. He has to leave the pitch because he's received treatment. So Angola temporarily down to 10 men. Referee opting for a drop ball, but in Mali's favour. The captain Tunkara gratefully accepts. Captain Mass, won by Mali. And there's that pattern of more aggressive play by Angola, reaping its dividends. Red shirts up here, shot on goal. Well, that's easy for the goalkeeper, Sinaba. Appeals by the Angola strikers, because it looked as if Sinaba, straight out of his penalty area there. Dembele, quick, incisive pass. It's his trademark. Diarra thought about the shot. Took it at the second time of asking. Easy for the goalkeeper, Dala. Awkward bounce. Goalkeeper did well. Tracking it every inch of the way. Dala's clearance makes the halfway line. This is a big difference between the two sides. When Mali play the ball out of defence, they look a lot more relaxed and composed. Bad foul. Foul count beginning to tot up. Will it make the referee think about more yellow cards? He's incredibly late. That's the most generous thing we can say about that. Domingos on Diarra. Diarra clearly being identified as a danger man for Mali by Angola. still receiving treatment. Not for the first time this match either, Diarra. Well, I wonder. Substitution for Mali. Their first of the game. Looks like a double substitution as well. Off goes Ibrahim Diakite. And Mohamed Diarra, the man who's just been receiving attention. Coming on. Koulibaly and Kone. Well, the irony is, well, I tell a lie. Well, he's being stretchered off, is Mohamed Diarra. Not sure he realizes that he's being substituted and replaced. Those Angola fans will be a lot happier at half-time than they were during the half. Free kick to Mali, though. Once again, the referee imposing his authority from Libya, Abdul Wahid Hurewida. Mali got a goal after a set piece in the first half from a corner kick. Angola need to keep their focus here. Dembele stabs the ball in, all the way to the far post. That's a good block. Shot comes in, and booted out. Well, that was the captain, Tunkara, with the final shot. They look a threat at set pieces. No wonder the Angola coach is looking nervous. Corner kick. Dembele goes over to take. You can see by the movement of the flag, there's a strong wind here. He's left-footed. This will be an in-swinger. Decent delivery. Dealt with by the captain again, Luau. But the danger's still alive. Mali keep hold of the ball, but not for much longer. Dala slows the pace of the game down, but not for very long. Halfway through the second half, no change in the scoreline. Mali 1, Angola 1. And it's another substitution. On comes Keita. So triple substitution for Mali. How will that change the complexion of the game? Their approach. Diarra have been having a good game, really good game. The cushioned header doesn't find its target. Referee spotted that. Misplaced pass. Mali colliding with each other there. In the form of Fane and Dembele. First time that's happened in this game. And we see the injured Mohamed Diarra leave the pitch. Well, left the pitch some time ago, but he's had to make the long walk around the sidelines. And I just wonder if he was a victim to the synthetic grass at this Bereshit Stadium. That's a pity. By Kone, did the hard work. Luvumbo, once again he's isolated, needs support. But before it comes, he's dispossessed. Dembele gets the ball to the work. Terrific run by Koulibaly, the substitute, and he wins a corner kick. Sungalo, Koulibaly, looking to take it quickly. The referee will have words about that. As Angola prepare to bring on a third substitute. Koulibaly with the corner, very deep, goalkeeper in no man's land. Ball still alive, good reaction, good response by Dala. He sticks his boot out there. Not pleased with the challenge. Referee was quick to intervene. There he's completely out of position. And there's nothing wrong with that challenge by Fane. He's going for the ball. Well, that's why. Trailing boot by Fane. Ndala is still down. I'm pretty sure he's not play acting. And here is the Angolan substitute. Off goes Omar Oliveira. There he is. And he's replaced by Luis Pedro Augusto. Both teams have made 3 substitutions. There's one of them for Angola. Denzel wins the free kick after being manhandled. He apologises. Does the substitute, Kone for Mali. Marcos. Denzel, drop of the shoulder. Good reaction. Marcos does well, rides the challenge and gets a good cross in. Domingos, his pass, doesn't find his target. Counter-attack is on for Mali. It's 2 against 3. Dembele. Well, he did well not to go down there. Goodness me, that was goal-bound. Terrific hand by Dala to tip the ball over the crossbar. Otherwise, that could have been mighty embarrassing for Angola. He heaves a sigh of relief. That was a back pass by the captain, Luawu. I think it was. But if not for the lively intervention by Dala, that could have seen Mali restore their lead. Great reaction. Keeping his eye on the ball as he's backtracking. That's easier said than done. Corner kick to Mali is the upshot. Sungalo Koulibaly. He's got the wind. Whips the ball in, and there it is. There's a goal. Mali back in front. After, you have to say, a bad mistake by the goalkeeper, Gala. Terrific delivery by Sungalo Koulibaly. There was always going to be a danger with that strong wind. Obviously, a headwind for the goalkeeper. Well, that's football for you. He's just gone from hero to zero as Gelson Dala kept his side level, forcing the corner, and then this. Never clearly in control in his defence. Bodies in front of him, including his fullback Cabral. He's not the only person to blame, but invariably from the corner kick, goalkeepers have to take the blame. Mali lead 2-1 with just over 15 minutes left to play here. How crucial could that goal prove? And once again, from his set piece, Marcos quickly taken throw in. They've had to come back from behind once before in this game, Angola. Now they have to do it again. Their first goal came against the run of play, you have to say. And it might well be they have to do the same again. They haven't had too many chances in this game. Clear-cut chances have been few and far between for them. So if an opportunity arises, they have to snatch it. Remember, the other group game to be played later this evening, it's between Côte d'Ivoire and Central African Republic. Angola player feeling the pain on the ground is José Didissa. Here's the goal again, the second goal. And you got a player on the near post there. He's not doing anything. Now, in his defense, maybe Cabral was reacting to the call from the goalkeeper. It's impossible to say, unless the players are mic'd up, or unless the goal mat or the near post has a microphone on it, which obviously isn't the case. Didissa, the man who created the opening goal for Angola, used to lead the field of play. No, it's good to see the fans enjoying it. It's a compact little stadium here in Casablanca. Is the municipal stadium of Bereshida. Capacity is 5,000 as Mali clear their lines. Chip forward. Angola's Mwanya moving gingerly. As the counter-attack is on for Mali in space here. 2 against 4 though. Dembele cuts back into the penalty area. Kamali. And he went down. Nothing given, and in his defence, he wasn't protesting either. Keita. Scrappy passage of play, and at this stage in the game, with what, 12 minutes left to play, and Mali with their noses back in front, you've got to think that suits them. Does a scrappy passage. It's cleaner play. A little bit of space here for Koulibaly, the man who will claim the second goal. I'm sure the Angola goalkeeper won't mind that. He will be claiming it, that's for sure. Gelson Dala did get the last touch. Had the ball already crossed the line. Well, that's one for the statisticians. And here we go again. Another corner. We've got the same strong wind. Will Angola's defence learn from the mistake? Cabral's on the near post again. Koulibaly with the corner. Well, goalkeeper got it. The second time of asking. Good work by the Mali forwards, Fanny in particular, preventing quick ball by the goalkeeper. Angola prepared to bring on another substitute. Athos replacing Jairo Muanya. Just over 10 minutes to go. Angola have just one substitute left to use. Dembele into the penalty area. Cuts it back across, but nobody there. Poor clearance. Straight back to the white shirt in the form of Kone. Here he is again. Pass to his fellow substitute, Koulibaly. It's composed play across the back four for Angola. And then they make the long ball. It's a little bit too long. Want to chase for Dembele. And he's an eager runner, has been all game. With a good strong defensive header one. They have really dominated the aerial duels of the Mali defence. Marcos. It goes without saying, if you've been following the game, that Mali have dominated. They've had 50% as much possession, and yet it just takes a second to score a goal. That attack nipped in the bud. Sinaba happy to count down the clock. With just over 8 minutes left. Every second counts. Well, they wasted a lead before in the first half. Determined not to do it again, the young Lions of Teranga. The young Eagles of Mali, I should say. Apologies to Senegal, who featured in the opening game. Unorthodox control, but he did the job. That was telegraphed by the substitute, Athos. But well won back. Scheiden hurting, and he's injured. That's why he sold his teammate short. And that could come at a cost. Good balance, Dembele! Brilliant save, ball's loose, well cleared. That was a golden opportunity for Mali. And look at that. Fane throws his arms into the air. He did the unselfish bit, releasing Dembele. Dembele went for goal. Good save. A frustration by Fane. Just couldn't get there on time. It's great balance by Dembele. You can't blame him for going for goal. And yet another good save. Dala, the goalkeeper, redeems himself after his mistake in the second goal. And this is what led to that chance. An injury to Scheiden. To his credit, he kept on playing, but his pass to his teammate was undercooked, underhit, and that led to a great opportunity for Mali. Had that gone in, 3-1, that would certainly have been game over. As it is, Angola still alive in the game, with what, 6.5 minutes left to play. Well, that's 6.5 minutes of regulation time. We had 2 minutes of stoppage time added on at the end of the first half. How many at the end of the game? Wait and see. Well, it's within the laws of the game what Lamine Sinaba's up to. And you can see the Angola defender, Scheiden, having to defend here. Well-timed dive by Gelsandala. Fane is expert at preventing quick ball by the Angola goalkeeper. This player was just injured. Jaiden. I think that's the point he might be making to his goalkeeper. Last gasp lunge resulted in Angola winning the ball. Angola looking to kill the game off. Terrific close control. Still with the white shirts of Angola, of Mali, I should say. It's a good cutback. Ricochets, luckily, into the path of an Angola player. Well, Mali going backwards to go forwards here. Goalkeeper. Mudir slips at the worst possible moment. That's unfortunate for Fane, especially as he slipped, led to a foul. But that's the danger, and that's the beauty of under-17 football. Teams don't park the bus, the defensive bus, that is. Games are very open and free-flowing. That's reflected by the number of goals we had. 21 goals in 5 games coming in to this match, and we've had another 3 here, which is going to maintain that average of what, 4 goals per game. Good strong intervention, and so was that by Marcos. Had a pretty good game, Marcos, the Angola left back. Ball watching by Denzel. Schoolboy mistake. And some of you might say, well, they're under 17, so a lot of them are schoolboy age. It'd be a good argument. Dembele hacked down. The referee reaches for his yellow card. Didissa. Second yellow card of the game. 1 for each side. He follows Mohamed Doumbia, the left back of Mali, into the referee's book. Two-footed lunge, and some would say is lucky. It's only a yellow. Mali, clocks ticking down on their chances of getting something from this game. Confirmation of Didissa's yellow card. Silky skills by Fane. Safety first by Angola, taking absolutely no chances there to substitute Domingos. And the 5th and final substitute for Angola about to come on. And looks to be Luvumbu, the centre forward. He's had an honest game. Not spectacular, but he's led the line really well and put in a really, really good shift. Mali into the penalty area. He's overcooked that. Gone out of play. That'll be a goal kick. You can't accuse them of being keen to get on with the game, Angola. That's the wrong move. Really was. Trying to be too clever by half there. Got a second chance though. Just nibbling away at his heels. Did well not to react. Marcos played out wide. And that is a foul, surely. Goal kick, says the referee. Well, I must admit, for all the world, he's nowhere near the ball. He's Bertin. Looked like a foul on Ginina, but nothing doing. That enables Mali to count down the clock even more. Got to be careful here, the goalkeeper. Lamine Sinaba. He's walking a fine line. Between time wasting and the risk of a yellow card. Well-timed prodded pass forward. Angola, their team gets on with it. The management will be keen to see how many stoppage time minutes are added on. And that goes straight from Domingos' boot into the grateful arms of Sinaba. Adama Diallo, good poker face, giving absolutely nothing away. And here is a confirmation, 6 minutes of additional time. It's a lifeline for Angola. Gives them time to get something from this game. Denzel took a knock, he gets up and gets on with it. First time clearance by Sinaba. And it wasn't clean, but Angola win thanks to Cabral. In possession, but not for long. Fane. Out to his fellow winger, Koulibaly. Step overs galore. Shapes up for a shot, takes a deflection. Konate. Good press. Forcing Marcos to concede the throw-in. Looks like Mohamedou Konate thought he would go long. He's shaping up to. Well kept in play. And that will be a corner kick. Exactly what Mali wanted. Keeps the ball down that side of the pitch. Dembele. Shaping up for a short corner with his striker Bomba. Dembele. Playing cat and mouse. Ball's out of play. Eventually the whistle comes. And that'll be a goal kick with what? Just over 4 minutes to go. Darla goes long. Is Mali prepared to bring on 2 more substitutes? And that can only be to disrupt the flow of the game. But it's completely within the rules of the game. Denzel. 2 good touches. Less so the third. Panicky defending though. By Kamara. Angola will have picked up on that. Possibly. Now we'll have those 2 substitutions. And I don't think they're tactical. Off goes Seydou Dembele and Jikora Bomba. On comes Gikini and Traore. By the time Gikina and Traore enter the field of play, there'll just be 3 minutes of stoppage time left in this game. Marcos out to Ginina. Ginina. It's a good dribble. Hopeful ball across, headed on by his captain, Luau. Domingos. Needs support. He's being out-muscled here. Does relatively well. Ball runs away. Marcos. Decent enough touch to Ginina. Marcos gets it back. It's good defending by Mali. Really good. It wasn't too bad either by Angola. 2 minutes to go. Substitute, Luis Pedro. Mali not in a hurry to take the throw in. Konate eventually does. Route 1, right up the field. He wasn't that far forward. Marcos plays it back. And they need to go forward. Here's their goal scorer, Jaden. Launches it long. Good solid header by Keita to beat Domingos. Last chance saloon. 90 seconds left for the red shirts of Angola to snatch something from this opening Group D game. Not with passing like that. Well, his facial expression tells a story, doesn't it? They've huffed and they've puffed of Angola. Cabral has put in a good shift. Well, they don't look optimistic on the bench, do they? We're into the final minute of stoppage time here. It's now or never for Angola. Good control by Janina. Still on the ball. Good pass for the outside of his right boot. Still with the red shirts of Angola. That's what they want. Good header over the bar. Goalkeeper had it all the way tracked. Denzel couldn't keep his header down. And that could be that. It's a good ball in by Cabral. Denzel rose well. But the ball was always behind him in truth. Couldn't get any direction or enough power on the header. Certainly direction. We're into the last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 second of this match. Right on cue, the referee blows his final whistle. Mali have won the opening Group D game, edging Angola 2-1 here at the Berry Shed Stadium in Casablanca. Chikora Bomba gave them the lead on 10 minutes. Angola snatched an equaliser right on the stroke of half-time. And then the turning point of the game, substitute Sungalo Koulibaly scoring directly from the corner with 16 minutes to play. That was the final goal of the game. Mali celebrate picking up a precious 3 points. They're up and running in this group. It's back to square one for Angola. Well, to their credit, Angola made a game of it, certainly competed with the much fancied Mali side. But the stats, and we should get a graphic any second now. At the top of my head, if you take the corner kick count, Mali won 10 corners to what? 1, 2, 4 Angola. It's not the only stat that matters, but it does tell part of the story. Every department dominated by Mali. They go into a collective group huddle. And I'm sure neutrals would agree that it's only what they deserve. Adama Diallo, their coach. And that looks like young Seydou Dembele picking up the man of the match. There's confirmation.